Hi everybody, it's the Todd and Erin Daily Stream, and guess what? It's spring again.
Which in Utah could mean so many things.
How many have we had?
27.
So the last spring we had ended with a foot of really wet snow in the avenues.
I split our tree right in half and hit 2 houses. The overachieving tree.
And missed the power cable.
It was impressive.
There is wood everywhere. If you're a lumberjack, you're living in heaven. Basically.
Let's go to the video.
Let's go to the video. Go to the video.
Are you ready? Ready for your what?
I have no idea where we're going.
Father-daughter time. I'm going to take you someplace really special, close to my heart when I was a kid, and I think you're really going to like it. Okay? This is quality time. Give me a kiss. All right, let's go.
Put on the tracking collar, and then they let him go. And then sometime, after a few months, he was endangered.
Okay.
And
That's a lot of knowledge about pandas.
yeah, but that panda is endangered in the movie.
Right.
And then
Okay,
there's the
that's
search-
enough. My brain is full now.
But the search part.
No, my brain is full. You're killing me. I can't even tie my shoes now. I have too much information about pandas in my brain.
You know how to tie your shoes.
Maybe. Not sure. Railroad tracks! That was more than I thought it would be. All right. Both hands on the wheel. Zoe,
What?
we're here.
I can't tell what this place is. yet.
It is the end of the rainbow.
It doesn't look like it to me.
Oh, it is, my friend. It is. Someday, when you grow up, you'll be able to bring your kids here. Hi there.
Hi, what's in there?
Mostly junk.
Trash.
Yeah.
So it's $12, so that you know that.
Okay.
And then you're gonna go to number 2.
Number 2.
Have you been here before?
I have.
Oh, right.
Is this the trough
Yes.
that I'm heading towards?
That's where you're going.
All right. Thank you much.
All right.
All right. A little more expensive than it was when I was a kid.
It
$12.
smells terrible.
It what?
It smells terrible.
But this is a wonderful place to be. Is it everything you wanted?
Mostly.
And how does it smell?
Like fertilizer and trash.
And you have something in your hand, don't you?
Yes, to throw in the trash.
We're going to throw it in the trash. Go ahead and throw it in the trash. Come here. Wasn't that satisfying?
Mostly.
Okay, let's unload the truck.
Yay.
This is a very exciting part. Look. How cool is that?
It's running over trash.
Just like a dream come true.
Kind of.
High five.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
I have been dying for this story.
It really is. You know, when something's so outrageous, you can hardly wait to tell your friends because it's just like, you know, they'll be as outraged as you are.
Because people voted for this guy.
Well, but to their credit, maybe they didn't know. In smaller towns, mayors have more power. And
Do they?
if you're worried about keeping your job and it's a smaller town where you may not have as many options, you might
Grantsville.
tolerate more.
Mayor of Grantsville.
Whoa.
Now, this has been under wraps, hasn't it?
This man's disgusting. This is a year-long investigation that was actually prompted by a report from the Salt Lake Tribune. Another reason that newspapers are so important. They are still watchdogs and guardians. But the city, they've waged a year battle to keep this out of the press so that no one would know, which I find disgusting as well. This guy says that he sometimes raises his voice and he's a touchy person.
Yellers I hate,
But he
by
said
the way.
everybody thought it was fine. They investigated and interviewed all these witnesses. 13 said that Marshall invaded people's space and touched them inappropriately. Not only the inappropriate touching, Rachel White, who was the Grantsville City recorder at the time, had gone to him to complain about the fact that he'd signed a contract for something without ever consulting her or going through the proper procedures.
Right.
He grabbed her by the arm, shoved her into a chair, and said, "You're going to sit here and listen to me because I'm not going to tolerate someone going behind my back and throwing me under the bus." That's two different allegories, Mayor, but never mind. The important thing, though, is that it's just Shauna Kutamas, who's another employee, said that he grabbed her by the wrist and zip-tied her to the chair when she tried to leave his office.
You didn't see
there
that
was
coming.
someone on the phone who was screaming at her, and she wanted to leave, and he forced her to stay there by zip-tying. Now, here's the gross part. Later, when he was interviewed about that, she said she was terrified because... I'm sorry, if somebody did that to me, I would be freaking out. And he said, no, it was just in fun as a joke, and she wanted it. Do you know many city employees who want to be zip-tied to
Brent
chairs?
Marshall, Mayor.
Once
who
again,
are you?
Brent Marshall. Laurie Hurst was actually a reporter, and she'd written a story about the mayor that was not flattering. He confronted her, and then he came with his fists forward and slammed his forearms on her shoulders and leaned over her, yelling and screaming within an inch of her face. And here's the one that sends Todd right over the edge. And once again, this is just a guy who's kind of intense, he says, and he's a touchy person.
The husband comes around the corner.
This is Eric Johnson. He is a resident.
He comes around the corner and he sees this guy nose to nose with his wife, her pinned against the wall. I would like to say that I would be a person of control and a person of restraint, but I would not. And if the best I could do with my physicality would be to run at full speed at him and just collide, that's what I would do.
We would never condone reciprocal violence. That
Absolutely
doesn't help anything, right?
not. I'm not punching, I'm just ramming, which is totally different.
The point is...
You touch my wife and you push her against a wall, and guess what? I'm defending her.
All right, now that these charges in this investigation have been made public, if they do not charge this man, I will never forgive the state for not pursuing it. But just the fact that it took the Salt Lake Tribune a year
What a jackass.
to get this out into the light is, you would think the rest of the city would be like, are you kidding? This has to be brought to light. But the fact that you would continue to hide abusive behavior, so not cool.
Go online and look up Mayor Brent Marshall
He's a touchy person.
of Grantsville.
Sometimes intense.
Check it out, and maybe you would want to repeat the story on your Facebook and
Until
share
we're all encouraged, the reason why this is not being addressed and charges filed.
and with other people.
All right, let's go to something happy instead, okay?
What do we have?
All right, we were downtown yesterday because inevitably we live in the avenues, and I will always forget that it's General Conference, and I will try to go down North Temple like a moron until I realize
Come around the corner.
I'm going to be here for an hour trying to get back out of here. Now, if you've never seen 21,000 people come out of a conference center
my
and then
gosh.
try to negotiate around, it's really fun to watch. And the sad part is they even have to have a police command station there now because between the protesters and the nuttiness and all the stuff you've seen before,
Small amount
the
of
mean ones with the
people.
big signs going, "You're going to go to hell."
Yeah, small amount.
Well, they've come to some really interesting ways to counteract it now. And Zoe and I were watching.
I love this one.
And there were this group of youth from the church, and they were all using their phones, and they were singing songs. They were standing in front of the protesters.
That's good.
Who were screaming, "You're going to go to hell!" And they were singing "How Firm a Foundation" and all these endearing hymns.
Still not my favorite.
This one's my favorite. There's a guy, he cosplays as Satan, and he's the funniest thing ever. Just
So he dresses
huge
up
grin all
like
the time.
Satan.
And then he has a sign that says, "These protesters behind me are my missionaries."
And he goes and he stands in front of these people who have all these rotten things to
And
say
he's taking credit, like, huh? My
about
guys.
everyone in the world.
And and anyone who goes by just laughs uncontrollably because it's really funny.
It's perfect.
It's really sad because they're torn. Police say,
Oh, my
I think
gosh.
he's really funny, and we're torn because we still have to keep the sidewalk clear, and people like to stop and take pictures and laugh. But we believe in his right to free speech, just the way we have to protect all the other people.
But the
But I just
additive
love
of
it.
Satan makes it all happen for me.
I just think that's hysterical.
I
I'm
gotta
sorry,
tell
I
you.
would be dying.
I know that we brag, changing gears here. I know we brag about New Zealand a lot. Finland.
All the places we went to emigrate.
Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I want to visit. We want to visit. And so New Zealand, they've got hobbits and they're just calmer people.
Yeah, they're just very cool.
Their blood pressure probably in New Zealand runs very low.
New Zealand's one of the happiest countries in the world.
As opposed to Spain. Just notice what I just did there?
Where they're intense.
Spain.
You're using the jazz hands.
And they do the running of the bulls, where you can get killed.
Gourd.
Running of the, this is like,
By
so
goring.
like horn right through your body. Just gored it
There's
like
goring.
this. New Zealand, they will have none of that. Because I'm going to now massacre the name of a small town. And it's called,
Te Kuiti.
yeah, that's it. I'll say it again.
Te Kuiti.
One more time.
Te Kuiti.
And this small little town is the center, the capital of the world on shearing sheep.
Everyone needs to have something that makes them special.
So
That's delightful.
not the running of the bulls, not the swatting of the paper between the horns, none of that. They have the running of the sheep. Now, we can all picture the gourding and the spaying
Goring.
and the spaying, but let me show you this. Here, why don't you join me?
Sure, of course.
This is the running of the sheep. Now, you can't see them because they're shorter than us.
So it's really just fluffy
So
backs.
it looks more like this.
Oh,
Oh,
excuse me.
oh.
Excuse me.
Beg your pardon? Oh,
honey,
sorry.
Sorry, honey.
Oh.
Oh, you first.
You have a burr. Got it. There you go.
Oh.
So that's
Yeah.
why they're the most peaceful people in the world.
I would totally do the tourist trip
I would
for that
too. I
instead
would
of the
too.
running of the bulls.
And then later, the barbecue.
No, it's the knitting of the sweaters, you sicko.
The knitting of the sweaters. You're absolutely right. All right,
What kind of
pennies.
man are you?
Pennies.
Explain this to me now, because
Pennies from heaven.
it's not the same thing as this, I don't
There are
think.
pennies from heaven.
Sure.
It's a song. This is the dad's name is XIA, as I'd like to pronounce it.
I think it's C.
There
but
you
I'm
go.
not sure.
So C, with his 4-month-old and his wife, they were going on a trip and they're going to go see their son. And so basically they
Oh.
went on to the flight. And now, if you remember, you go down the concourse. The concourse has that big caterpillar thing that wraps around the plane and you get to go in the plane.
Sure.
It's kind of a big moment. You say hi to the flight crew and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, C had something he had to do for just a second before he did that.
Mm-hmm.
What he wanted to do is, for good luck, is take 3 coins. And there's a crack.
Yeah, you can usually see like the nose a little
Yeah.
bit, or the side, the side
back.
of the body. Yeah.
You can see the crack where the thing comes over and grabs the plane, right?
Sure.
Usually a little crack here. And he took his 3 pennies and he threw them at the engine. For good luck. Now,
I'm not sure who taught him that one was good luck.
it's
but that
historic.
Was a bad
It's historic.
Plan.
It's historic. 3 coins. 3 coins into a fountain. 3 coins.
But not into an engine, like on top of the wing shore.
3
in
coins.
an engine.
It's a turbine. Things spin really fast. And so once they established the fact that it was 3, they went down, they shut the flight down.
You'd have to.
They went down on the ground, hands and knees, and accounted for 3.
They
Still,
should have made C do it.
still not good enough.
Should
They
have made
actually
him
had
do
to
it.
get ladders, get up, inspect the engine, and see what they could do.
Man.
And he was arrested.
Yeah, because until you had the concept, I thought it was for good luck. You would think he was a terrorist or he was doing some sort of endangerment.
Well, throwing a penny, you can't imagine, into it for good luck. Well, so that's...
He couldn't have settled on the wing even, or maybe one of
No.
the little tires.
No, just right in the engine. All right, I need to tell me something.
I got a good one for you. This
Do
is
you really?
awesome.
All right, let me
Now,
have
this
it.
is the kind of boy I would want to raise. This is the kind of young man. William
We
Preston.
are raising one of those.
William Preston's 13 years old, and his mom, Crystal, has been struggling to make ends meet when their family was kind of forced to start over after what she will only refer to as a unfortunate situation. The father has actually left, left with everything, and she is now struggling to get back into the workforce and trying to get everything going.
And
She's
he's
got a couple
13
jobs.
years old. That's important.
Well, he was first inspired to do this thing because he'd seen some videos of people doing this on YouTube, and he went, "Okay, I can do this."
Do what?
Well, see, his mom has been having to get up at 4 a.m. to get on the bus and take the bus to her work, and then she takes the bus to her second one, and then has to change 2 buses to get home. You know the usual.
Horrible.
And he saw a woman on Facebook was trying to sell her 1999 Toyota Metro for a really good price.
All right, number one, it's a Toyota, so you know it's going to last.
And he reached out to the woman and said, "Look, could you trade the car to me for my Xbox? It's brand new," because they had just gotten it before the unfortunate incident.
Oh my gosh.
And she said, "Honey, that's just not enough." He goes, "Look, what if I'll do yard work and house cleaning for you. If you have any friends, I'll do it for them.
See,
I will do this for the next year."
You'd have to say no to that.
So she was a little hesitant, but then she said, "You know what? Okay, I can go with that."
Really?
So she said, "I'm holding the car for you." And so for the next month, this kid worked his bahookie off daily, just cleaning people's houses, doing their lawns. And then more people heard about why. They're like, "Yeah, I can do that." And the incredible thing is they all kept it a secret from his mom.
Shut up.
And there better been some good tips. So in any case, he finally got enough money. She drove the car over to William's house. And when William told his mom he'd gotten a car for her, she was like, "Oh, honey," because it's 13.
Right.
And then he said, "Come on outside." And there was the Toyota waiting. She goes, "I lost it. I cried so hard." She said, "There's like no way. How does a 13-year-old get a car?" And she says, "I can't even express it." She goes, "I had no idea that my boy, I knew he was amazing, but such a thing."
He couldn't even drive it to the house.
Yeah, the lady had to bring it over.
I think that's amazing.
But what a beautiful little kid.
Right.
I mean, at 13, that is just absolutely gorgeous.
Well, thanks very much for joining us today on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
Don't forget, if you would like to win our celebrity guest reporter for Fan X, it's next weekend. All you have to do is just like our page and comment on the show today so that I know
That's it.
You're the one who wanted to enter to win.
Right.
Good
That's
luck.
it. All right. We'll see you later. See you tomorrow. Well, enjoy spring. I think it's snowing tomorrow.
Great.